Okay, here I have a Sharp 3469, complete with remote. At least the batteries are out of that, it's a bit corroded in there. Screws rusty. No idea what the story is with this one. May run or may do nothing. Sounds like it's probably running. These were quite a good little TV, these, pretty reliable. Oh yeah, we've got an on-screen display. You'd hope you'd have it by now, I guess, on these sort of things. No AV there, but do they have a... Does it have AV? Probably doesn't, actually. No, it doesn't have AV. So it's a 3469 made in Malaysia. Not sure exactly when these came out, probably around the mid-90s, I would think. And yeah, so it's got the on-screen display things. But yeah, no AV at all. And we've still got manual brightness, colour and contrast. So I guess the best thing again is to hook it up to the pattern generator and see if I can at least tune that in. You never know if there's a tuner problem or something with these things. We haven't been able to test the audio yet either, so they're all in the VL band, I think. Oh yeah, these got the little rotary switch. You turn it to VHF. And you got fast tuning, press the fast button. Oh, this actually shows you where in the band it is. I love that. Makes it a lot easier to know where you're going, rather than just somewhere random from top to bottom. That should have... Whoops, I've gone to VH. Oh, well, at least we know that. Oh, maybe I was in the VH band. I saw all that banding there and assumed I was in the VL. No, actually, maybe if I kept going up the VH, it would have gone back to the VL. It doesn't probably make much difference because I've got to go to the top end of the VL anyway. Well, we've definitely got audio. Oops. Almost like it kept tuning a bit there more than it should have. If I go back, take off the fast button, we can fine tune it. Let's issue that upper side band. It's got to be close, and I think we just flick that back to the middle position, and it should store it for us. Colour's a bit oversaturated. Oh no, that's not colour. It's contrast. Turn the contrast up. Colour down a bit. Maybe a little bit. I think that's actually got colour left. I was going to say the colour balances off a bit, but that hasn't fully turned down. That's grayscale. So the Sharp doesn't fully turn the colour down, which I guess these days there's probably no point. I thought most TVs would do so. Yeah, it's probably bright enough. So I guess about the only other thing to test, I mean this could have an intermittent problem or something, but generally these are pretty rock solid TV. I did see a few of these for repairs I think, but pretty rare, and can't remember what actually went wrong with them. Looks like the volume, the remote, oh no, it's working there. Channel up down's working. Well, was working. Channel up works, I think, is the point. That's down sort of works. Often the case. Seems to be rare to actually get a remote that works. Some of the direct channel numbers work. 1, 2, 3 don't. 4, 5, 6 sort of does. 7, 8, 9. 8 does. Maybe just because they haven't been used for a long time, but I'd say this has had a drink or something spilled in it. Yeah, channel up works better than channel down. These just give you the 10s, the 20s, the 30s, and time to input a second number. like that. Oh, that is that goes back between two channels. I think if you go to, let's get some buttons at work, 4, and then we go to channel 6, and we press that button, it should go 4, 6, 4, 6. So that was a great feature. If you only had a couple of channels, you could just, or a couple that you liked, by pressing that button you just flick in between without having to think too much about it. That's the on-screen display, that turns that on and off. Oh, we've got a clock, so maybe that's a, oh yeah, it's a sleep timer, I think. Now volume up, does volume come up on the screen? Yeah, it does. Of course the most useful ones don't work. Mute, power, always away with them. Always seems to do the buttons you want the most that work the least. So it looks like we just got to repair the remote. Should just be the one screw and maybe a bit of unclipping. Made in Taiwan, the remote. It's rare. Taiwan was more a sort of 80s place to manufacture stuff, I thought. This is getting well into the 90s. I didn't think they got made there so much anymore. A lot of it went to Malaysia and stuff. Maybe Thailand. That battery terminal's pretty green. One next to it not the best, so that might need a bit of scraping off. And the fact these buttons are stuck on, really stuck on, means we've probably had the old drink spill on it. It's actually a bit corroded, I think, on some of those terminals. Hopefully they're resurrectable. But sometimes if a drink was left in there a long time, it would actually do quite a bit of damage. Come on, Metho. And could actually damage these pads on the board as well as the rubber bits on the remote. Occasionally you'd have to re-coat all the rubber key contacts with like silver paint, like conductive paint. Pretty sure it contains silver, because I guess a good conductor. But that silver conductive paint was something you always had on hand. We'll just go over and clean all these. There is a risk, like I say, if these have been damaged, that cleaning them even with a bit of metho will be enough to even finish them off and actually make them worse. But fingers crossed, a cleanup will get this thing going. Get a feeling I've got another more similar sharp remote lying around somewhere. Let that dry up a bit. And yeah, really you should give that more of a clean, like over the, I guess I should do at least over the main back piece where it was stuck to the board, sort of thing. Sometimes you've got to get down in and clean around every single button, because there'll be all sorts of sticky, liquidy, oily kind of coating in there. It doesn't hurt to wipe the worst of that off. Ideally you clean all these holes out as well, because you usually got all this food and muck in there. But just to test it, that should do for now. Where's the oh yeah, the lens is on there. I was going to say we're missing a infrared little lens window thing there, a filter even. Something's not going in here. Where's the battery terminal has not gone in the right slot. The positive one. Some of these can be pretty fiddly to get back together. That's going in now. Now we can get the other one in the other slot. And I might just, should be able to, oh yeah, this one's just got a little bit across the top. Slot this one out. Oh, I see, there's a piece, like a spring behind the other. A piece behind the piece. I'll just give that a quick clean. Yeah, that one's actually not too bad. I thought that might have been damaged. Now it's popped out, just to be annoying. But it just had a little bit of muck on it. Yeah, that's a tad rusty there. That might have been what got on the other one. There's a bit of rust on the end of that one. And then this is a bit green. That'll just about wipe off with the cotton bud. I think it's not bad at all. It's just a little coating. It's So whether the batteries have leaked a little bit or whether that was that drink or whatever went in it. Yeah, amazing, that's just wiped off. Usually you got to work a bit harder than that to get rid of it. Oh, there might be just a tad on the inside still, but that'll do for now. And sometimes it doesn't have to clean these lenses. Bit of dust on the inside. Is that going to sit in there? I think it is. Just make sure we get the lens back in place. And let's see if any of these buttons are any better. And so far we don't have anything. Oops. I put the batteries back in right, didn't I? No, I don't think I actually did. That happens, still happens. Sometimes even I get them in backwards occasionally. That really doesn't help. Well, at least we've got one volume working. The other one doesn't seem to work. I've got mute now. We can turn it on and off. That we know works. Channel up, channel down. That's working much better than it was. No 0, I don't think. 8. I don't know if there is a channel 0 though. 30. Oh no, so the 0 button works with one of the 10-digit ones. Oh, all the buttons except for the volume down. Oh, and number 3 is working, but only. No, that's not too bad. Yeah, 10, 20, 30. Yeah, 0 works alright with those. We tried the timer. Get rid of that timer. Go away. Oh, I see it comes up. That's the on screen. Oh no, that. What is? Oh, maybe it's because I haven't got a signal. Oh, that is is that minimum volume? Oh yeah, maybe that's all it is. Let's go to a channel. It's messing me around. Doesn't actually indicate. Oh, there they are. They do turn red. I thought there must be something like that. So at the lower volume, it's not fully muted, but it's no red showing, so that explains that. Shut up. So that's perfect. All the buttons work. I'll clean the rust off that screw. Looks pretty horrible. So that's a fully working TV, but look at it, hasn't played up in the time I've had it running. Oops. Missing the door, unfortunately, as was common with these sort of sets. Didn't take much to break them off. And it's not even really a set I like that much to collect, because it's not really old enough in some ways, and not one I ever really fixed many of. But I would have paid a couple of dollars for that out of the e-waste and saved it out of that. So I guess it was sort of worth saving, but not a particularly good set for any purpose. It's only an RF set. Tube's good in it at least. They normally were in these sharp tubes, used to last forever, even in the higher hour sets, as they did from their earlier sets, at least in the portable ones. I think some of the bigger, really early 70s sets and that, or mid 70s sets as they were, early colour TVs for Australia, some of those, the tubes would fail in. I think the 224s and 264s, I think the old 1831s, which were quite a weird chassis in them, the tubes kept going in them, but the chassis didn't. But yeah, most of their portables, there was a sharp portable that also came out under Pi and Chrysler that the yokes used to die in all the time, and they always had good tubes in them that you could pinch and use in something else. And they were good for doing up other later TVs like some of the Gold Stars and Samsungs and stuff where the tubes didn't last as well. So at least you recycled the tube out of the old sharp before you tossed it out. But yeah, it's the main on-off switch. A bit of dust in there as well. So quite an unremarkable, boring, middle-of-the-road TV, really. Might as well have a quick look inside it. Bit of dust in there. These kind of, I think, were like some of the earlier sets, the 34, was it 3434 and 3465. They've got this sort of tuner and then a IF module. All these Sharp chassis look pretty much the same from sort of 90s onwards, I think, maybe even late 80s onwards. There wasn't a lot of difference in them, just these square chassis. Don't think they ever really referred to them as a particular chassis type or anything. Thin neck. Don't think the wedges played up in these. They certainly look fine in this one. Just a little STR chip in the power supply, which I think the power supplies and horizontal and everything in these was pretty reliable. I'm trying to remember what I ever saw one for, but I know I did certainly bought a few of them second hand. Must have had something wrong with them, and did get them in for repairs occasionally. But yeah, looking at the chassis, I don't really remember what needed doing in them there. I think pretty super reliable. Possibly the power supplies had failures. Sometimes even things like power surges or lightning would take out even the best TVs. I do get a feeling some of these Sharps, the fuses used to blow in them for no obvious reason. Not sure if it was this chassis or another one, but I seem to remember having to fix that in some. I think the vertical, yeah, they've got the UPC. Oh, of course it's a Sharp. I think it's a UPC 1377 or something, but it's got the Sharp. They used to put IX, or this one's got X0238CE on it, which I think is just another NEC chip or something rebadged with a Sharp part number. There used to be a substitution list somewhere of which ones were which in the old Sharps. But yeah, generally all the parts in these super reliable. The semiconductors, I think the line output transformers are very reliable in them. I vaguely remember doing something with the power supplies, but what it actually was I don't remember. Maybe the electrolytics went in them. That one looks like it's been fairly hot. And yeah, speaker up on the side here. Just this little thin neck tube, tiny little yoke in it. But yeah, generally very reliable TVs. So not really much to see there that's exciting. I probably should have checked it for dry joints and stuff, but not really a lot of point. This is really a sort of set now you're better off collecting it just for possibly using the picture tube out of it, I think, more than anything, because it really has not much value. Is that I didn't check whether that was live chassis. I don't think it is. I think it's no, it's not, because the tuner's sticking out the back. I think they're just a normal isolated switch mode, so live on the primary and isolated on the secondary, just like everything else from this sort of era. So really just a very boring, middle of the road consumer television. Great little TV in their day if you just wanted to watch off-air TV. Great for the kids' room or for the kitchen for the wife to watch. Well, they probably can't say the wife anymore, but anyone who's working in the kitchen to watch. And I don't know what else you'd really want these for, but that's about it, just for watching off-air television. Of course, you could hook up a VCR or something if you wanted to, but yeah, only a tiny, I guess even a bedroom TV. Some people, either the kids' bedroom, of course, or maybe the adults had it in the bedroom as well, just for watching the local news as they're going to put them to sleep or whatever. But yeah, thanks for watching.